If only you guys could see my room right now. It is so immaculate and clean. I'm sure a lot of you can relate when it comes to the scale of either your room being a disaster or absolutely spotless, that there's no in between. But right now, lickable, let me tell you. Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and in today's video I am doing my October TBR. God, it feels so good saying that. So with the tradition of October, I have a nice, beautiful stack of very spooky books that are full of scares, and it will hopefully just set me in the mood for this season. So let's just jump right into things. So the first book I will be reading this month is A Strange Practice by Vivian Shaw. I just hauled this in my most recent book haul, and it feels so good to just be immediately delving into it. This is a first book in a urban fantasy series called Greta Helsing, in which follows Greta Helsing, who is a doctor for London's paranormal community. So she basically deals with monsters and things that go bump in the night. This sounds like such a perfect October read with a spooky plot, and I'm really hoping for some monster humor or puns or something like that. Who is the smartest monster? Frank Einstein. Next up on my reading list is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This is a very popular series that I have been extremely interested in for quite some time, and it's really funny that I'm picking up this first book because the third one actually just came out, so it is literally the perfect time to delve into the series and jump on that bandwagon. This is a murder mystery that takes place in London in 1888. Whoa, 2 London books in a row. That is uncalled for. And it follows our main character, Audrey Rose, who decides to live a very secret and daring life by investigating the mystery of Jack the Ripper. I've heard that this is very addictive and unputdownable, which is pretty common for murder mysteries, and I'm excited to delve in and possibly pick up book 2 and 3. We'll see. I also really want to pick up The Wicked Deep by Shia Earnshaw. No, this one does not take place in London, surprisingly, but it does have a very similar plot to the movie Hocus Pocus, which actually deterred me from picking it up. Great marketing and selling point though, publishing company. But it focuses on a curse that began with 3 sisters 2 centuries past. These sisters were sentenced to witchery, which was very common back in those days. All you had to do back in those days was wiggle your ears, and that would be considered as black magic forgery. And now it is the present, and the sisters have risen from the dead to take their revenge, which doesn't bode well for the youngins in the story. I'm especially looking forward to the setting in this book and the atmosphere. I think I will settle in quite nicely. The next one is Not Even Bones by Rebecca Schaefer. Yet another new release. Look at me go, Holly. I normally don't pick up new releases. Even when I get ARC sent, it takes me a couple months to read them, but look at me picking up this one. Good job. In this story, we are following a 17-year-old girl named Anita who works with her family in the black market to sell unnatural body parts, which are basically like creature body parts, to make money. And this is highly illegal. So basically there's no Hufflepuffs in the story because we don't break laws. Also gore. Lots and lots of gore, which sounds like another book I will hopefully settle nicely into. And the final book that I have planned to read is one that my boyfriend Darren actually picked for me to read. I sometimes let him pick at least 1 or 2 books for my TBR because it went really well the first time. He picked Havoc King for me to read, and it's now my all-time favorite book. He chose A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess. This is the first book in a YA fantasy, and the third one is actually coming out later this month, which is such perfect timing because if I enjoy this book, then I will most definitely want to continue on with the series. Oh my god, this is set in London too. Stop it. So this story follows a girl named Henrietta, and she has always thought of herself as a witch, and she can literally light herself on fire. I would totally make a "it's lit" joke, but let's be honest here, I am too lame and old for that. And she has kept this secret for a very long time until one day she is forced to use her power to save one of her friends. And instead of being executed for a witch, she ends up getting invited to be trained as a sorceress. Well, lucky her. I'm really excited to read this kind of alternate Victorian setting with magic users. I think it sounds really interesting and fun, And yeah, high hopes again, like I do for all my TBR books. Darren better have picked a good one. Alright, so that was my October TBR. Tell me down below some books that you plan on reading because I would love to know, or tell me some of your thoughts on these books if you have read them. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I upload videos every single week, and if you already subscribed, thank you so much. Mwah, I love you, I love you. And until we meet again, happy reading. I feel like I talked really weird in this video. I'm sorry. You love me though.